In the last couple of months, Jerry Jones has been playing with fire, and as of last night, it's looking like he might get burned. And if you don't know what I'm referring to, of course I'm talking about the Ceedee Lamb contract negotiations. And these negotiations are beginning to get ugly. Of course, as we all know, Ceedee Lamb is currently holding out of training camp, and to take it a step further, he's even beginning to make a joke out of the Cowboys owner. So with me being a Cowboys fan, I kind of just want to give my 2 cents on this whole situation and give my opinions on where I see it going. But before we get into that today, I'd like to do a little bit of housekeeping. If you're into sports, anime, music, TV, WWE, go ahead and subscribe to this channel because we're going to be posting about all of that and more on this channel. And I'm going to be posting about twice a week. So if you want to see this content, go ahead and hit that like button and go ahead and subscribe. And now that we have that out of the way, let's go ahead and jump into today's video. To start it off, I just want to say that we're entering the final years of Dak Prescott and Ceedee Lamb's contract with the Dallas Cowboys, and this means trouble for us. Because to put it frank, if they're not able to come to contracts with these guys, they're not going to be a playoff team anytime soon. If we take Dak and Ceedee off this roster, we're rolling out a team of what? Trey Lance throwing to guys like Brandon Cooks, which obviously he's a proven starter, Jalen Tolbert, which we haven't seen much of, and then our third option at that point would be Kevontae Turpin or Jalen Brooks, and that's just not going to get it done. And especially when we're talking about a top 10 quarterback and arguably a top 4 wide receiver, they just need to pay these guys and get it over with. Especially in the case of Lamb, because he's coming off a season where he caught 135 catches for 1,700 yards and 12 touchdowns. And that's exactly why Lamb is acting this way, is because he knows what he's proven on the football field. And just look at his time with the Cowboys. He's seen a guy like Amari Cooper get that payday. He's seen a guy like Michael Gallup get that payday. So why would he not want that payday as well, given that he's outperformed both of those talents by a mile? And when we look around the league at players that kind of stack up to Lamb talent-wise, these are the contracts they're getting. You know, we have A.J. Brown making $32 million a year. We have Amon-Ra St. Brown making $30 million a year. Tyreek making $30 million a year. Jalen Waddle making $29 million a year. Devontae Adams making $28 million a year. And all of these guys, they don't stack up completely to Lamb. He's a special talent, so he should be making that $32 to $34 million range, and I don't blame him for wanting that. Especially when he knows that Jerry Jones' worst nightmare is not being a contending team. And I'm not even talking about Super Bowl contention, but Jerry wants to be in that upper echelon of teams that we know are going to make the playoffs because he is a businessman and he wants to make that money. And Ceedee and his agent know this, and that's why he's comfortable going on Twitter and saying, laugh out loud at Jerry Jones, because he knows he has Jerry backed into a corner to where Jerry's going to have to pull out his wallet and hand him a blank check and say, hey man, we'll give you whatever you want. Because at the end of the day, Ceedee Lamb puts asses in seats. Ceedee Lamb sells jerseys. Ceedee Lamb gets clicks. Ceedee Lamb is the marketing guy. You know, he's bringing fans to the Cowboys. He's bringing attention to the Cowboys. Him and Micah Parsons are doing that. And Jerry's just not willing to let that go. So ultimately, we're just playing a game of chicken to see who's going to budge first. Because at the end of the day, we know this contract is going to get done. It's just a matter of time. But the only thing I'm concerned about is will the relationship be ruined with some of the players on the team because of this? You know, I felt like in that, what was it, the 2018 season where, maybe it was the 2019 season where Zeke held out. I feel like there was a little bit of animosity because he did that. And I don't want any of these contract situations with Dak and Ceedee Lamb to cause tension between the team, because I do want to see this team go make a deep push in the playoffs, and if there's any tension, I don't see that happening. But at the end of the day, it is a business. These guys are going to want to get the most money that they can get, and that's just the kind of game that they play. And, you know, I'm not the biggest fan of that. I like the guys that take the hometown discounts, like a guy like Jalen Brunson. I know it's a completely different sport, but I just respect the hell out of that, going and taking a team-friendly discount so you can go surround yourself with talent. But hey, if it's not for you, it's not for you. Go get your money, man. I'm not going to blame you. And the last thing that I want to say is let's just get it done before we get too close to the season to where Ceedee can't get that connection back with Dak before the season starts, because in that playoff game against Green Bay, they had little to no connection, and I think that was one of the reasons why we started off so stale. So my only advice to Jerry is don't wait too long. You know you're not going to let Ceedee walk, so just go ahead and get this contract done so we can move on as a team and go ahead and get this season rolling. And that's all I have today. So I know it was rather a shorter video, but you know, just given the topic at hand, we don't have all the information and all the facts about these contract negotiations, so I can't speak too much on it. But nonetheless, I hope you guys did enjoy this video, and thank you guys for watching, and see you in the next one.